What a day in Bitcoin land. This is Crypto Rolly, the crypto watch that never stops. Live technical analysis, price predictions, and trading. This is not financial advice. Do your own research. These are my own opinions and ideas on the market. Trade at your own risk. That being said, we are pumping. We are pumping. Let's go to the moon, boys. All right, man, let's get right into it. A lot to talk about today. 1.7 billion trading volume on Bitcoin. We are up 7% in the past 24 hours. Ethereum 11%, XRP 12%, Bitcoin Cash 26%, Bitcoin SV 96%. What is going on? We got a lot of gainers. Dash 24%, ETC 23%. Crypto gods are back. Are we in the bull market? Are altcoins going to pop? Is Bitcoin going to 20K? Let's talk about it. All right, I'm excited, guys. Crypto fear and greed. We are at a 56, just above half. We're not getting too greedy. That's a good sign. We still have plenty of room to go before the market's too greedy, and we probably need a huge dump. We might need a little pullback still, guys, so we'll get to that in a second. CME options opened yesterday and we pumped. So when the futures opened in 2017, end of 2017, we all know what happened. CME futures opened and Bitcoin dropped, and we dropped hard. When backed open, what happened? We dropped again. So when CME options came out, were we going to drop? Nope, we pumped. So wow, and I'm pumped. All right, having a good time today. Bitcoin longs, take a look real quick. Let's switch over maybe to 12 hours, see what's going on. We've been dropping off and we're getting a little bounce. Longs are jumping back in the mix. All right, let's take a look at the shorts. Shorts are climbing. People are trying to call the top. I would be careful if I was you. Don't call the tops. All right, and then Bitcoin dominance is dropping. All right, Bitcoin's price is moving up, but the altcoins are pumping harder, so the dominance is dropping. Let's take a look at what we got going on. Just looking at the simple naked chart, you can see we have this trend line here. Looks pretty good. I'm going to keep this on my radar. This could keep us or hold support leading into the halving. You got this vertical line here in May to signal where the halving's coming in. This is looking pretty good so far, so we could come back down and test this as support, maybe ride along this way here. All right, so we'll keep that on the radar. Let's switch over to my Bitstamp chart. We're looking at the weekly. All right, guys, let's take a look at a few things. I got a lot to show. I primarily stick to the charts. I am a trader. I don't go over the news so much. If you want news, you can check out some other YouTube guys. For me, it's all about the technical analysis. All right, so let's start off with the big bullish indicator, the buy signal on the hash ribbons. We got this a couple weeks back by now. We talked about this in previous videos, but let's go over it again. All right, buy signal. What happened here? We had a buy signal and the run up. Let's go back further. We had a buy signal back here, had the 2017 run up. Let's see, buy signal, there was a slight run up. So maybe are we looking at a slight run up and then again a little pullback? That could be a scenario, guys. Keep that on your radar. This also had a buy signal, a little bit of run up and a pullback. Okay, so both of these buy signals, you just had small run ups, small run up pullback. All right, this one was the big guy and this one was also another one. So where are we? Yet to be seen, but you can see each of these were pretty good buy signals, guys. All right, so close this one out. Let's see, we're looking at the SARs. Let's pull that up. It's a parabolic stop and reverse. Okay, so the SAR broke bullish. You can see when these break bullish or bearish, they tend to last a long time. This is a weekly chart, so you had about 7 months of bearish SAR dots finally broken. But you can see here we had just only 4 on the bullish SAR. So, you know, is this right here? Are we looking at this? Or are we looking at something like that? Or something like that? Or something like that? All right. So often these do last a while, but not always. So just keep that on your radar, okay, guys? Let's also take a look at our Heikin-Ashi real quick on the weekly. Heikin-Ashi candle. Heikin-Ashi have turned green. Again, the Heikin-Ashi is great candle to look at for trends. You can see when they turn green, they last a while, and when they turn red, they can last a while too. So, you know, the trend is your friend. You might want to look at the Heikin-Ashi. Look at the Stoke. We have our Stokes rising up. We are down in this territory here. Plenty of room to go if we are starting a new rally. All right, that's good to see. Let's take a look over at our EMA, MA moving averages. All right. Let me go ahead and throw my RSI up on here as well. All right. Might as well keep that up. I'm going to be using this for the remainder of the video most likely. All right. Oh yeah, so I like to show this as well. We did have a bit of a downtrend on the RSI, which we broke out of, so that's nice. I've been saying this break of the RSI could be a precursor to a break of this channel here. All right, we'll get back to the drawing tools in just a second. Let's take a look at our moving averages. So let's see, the yellow 21 was 81.68. The weekly candle closed at 81.80. So we did get a close above all moving averages, and we are trading above all moving averages. This is great to see. Basically, you can see in the past, the yellow 21 acted as support on this entire run up here, but it also acts as a resistance as well, okay? So getting back above it here was great signal for the bull rally. So if we can maintain above that, 82.20 currently, that will be a good signal. If we start trading back below 82.20, we could be looking at something like back here where we got just above it and then crashed down. Here again, we got just above it and crashed down. So what we're going to want to see is a close and an open and close above the 21 EMA, because you see here we came up, we closed above it and then rejected. So we will see by the end of this week what this is looking like. All right, but so far looking good as far as the moving averages go. And our Bollinger Bands, so we on this weekly candle, we came up and tested the middle BB as resistance. We are above it, so just like the 21 EMA, I'd like to see us close above the middle BB, coming in at 83.78 for a continuation up. And then your resistance on the upper Bollinger Band is 10,466. Looks good. All right. We'll come back to the Ichimoku cloud and all that later. So we looked at our Bollinger Bands. We looked at the Stokes, RSI. Looking good. All right. So let's move down to maybe a daily time frame. Okay. So we're taking a look at the daily. So just looking at this naked, I can see that we're coming up on a horizontal right here, coming across this way. All right, so we could be meeting some resistance here. Would totally make sense for a pullback. But what is nice is that we have gotten we came up, we had a higher, not a higher high on this, but a higher high above here. Then we had a higher low. Then we definitely had a higher high. So, and now we're getting another higher high just on this trend. So maybe we'll get a pullback, see a higher low, and continue up, okay? You want to see a higher low, higher high type of structure on the bull rally. Unfortunately, macro level, we do not have a higher high as far as this guy goes, okay? We're going to need to get above this level to have a macro higher high. But zooming in on this, we are looking pretty good. We could form a higher low, higher high, higher low, and finally get above here. And then we can really talk about the moon, guys, all right? So let's take a look at this. You do have the 200 simple moving average coming down with a downward slope, so we got to be careful on this. It's coming down at 9,099 currently. Again, if we can get above this, that would probably coincide with maybe getting above this level. So you would get above this level, that would be macro bullish, and you would be back above the 200 simple, would be macro bullish as well. Trading above the 200 EMA and 200 simple is bullish. Below is bearish if you're talking about a general trend, okay? But what we do have is we are above, nice, well above the 200 EMA. We came up, we closed above it, couldn't stay above it. We got rejected, came up, closed above, couldn't stay above it, came up, closed above, couldn't stay. We were forming a little bit of a ascending triangle. You can see you have your horizontal and you have an uptrend. So a bit of, you can see it on the daily. On lower time frames, to me, it looked more like a symmetrical triangle, but it still was, you know, a bull flag type pattern. All right. Let's see real quick with our drawing tool, because if this was going to be a bull flag, you have your flag up, and we can drag that guy over here. We potentially could have a little more room to run. What's this say? 9,090. Well, wow. That's where the 200 SMA comes in. Exactly. So no coincidence there. That could be the top of this little bull flag if that continues to play out. However, what we are seeing is also we have this horizontal line of resistance, and we're coming up hitting it as resistance again. So we do need to see us get above this level here. And then you do have another support turn resistance line up here around 9,600, okay? So keep these levels on the radar. These are going to be important for trading. Your support, this was support, turn resistance. Now, hopefully we can turn this level into support at 78.75 area. So as long as we can stay above this level, that will be nice. I do expect some type of pullback at some time. So, you know, if we came back to test this, that would be nothing crazy. In fact, we could even test this line here again. That wouldn't be crazy, okay? So I'm showing you the areas to look at, to trade from. But like I say, we are acting pretty bullish, so I'm not trying to call the tops quite yet. Just real quick, if you look at the 1 hour, you can see that I saw some prominent YouTube traders trying to call the top here. And if you had placed your stop just above the top, you got wicked out. All right, so guys, when Bitcoin is pumping, get out of the way. All right. I will not long the top though. I will wait for a pullback, and we'll look at our Stokes and show you what I'm looking for as far as that goes. Back to the daily real quick. Let's see. So yes, we want to stay above either this horizontal here, or if even better would be maintaining above the 200 EMA. All right. Bollinger Bands. Let's take a look. We are above and looking bullish. Okay, so let's see. Not much to say about that. All right, so guys, RSI on the daily is reaching the overbought territory. That's why I said we potentially could have a pullback. But I am not going to short the top, because you can see clearly over here we went way into the overbought area, So guys, you know, we have room to go. When Bitcoin's bullish, it doesn't care if it's overbought. Honestly, this is called RSI, Relative Strength Index. Mostly people I see focus on overbought, oversold, but what you're really looking at is the strength of the trend. And when you're up in this bullish region here, move it over. When you're up in this bullish region over here, that's showing the strength of the trend. That's why it can stay up here. That's showing that it's strong. All right, but RSI is looking a little tired. It looked for a cross down, but we pumped again, so it crossed back up. Guys, but again, you know, ideally when you're looking for shorts, you know, you want to short something that's up top, and you want to long it down here. That's why I'm not going to chase this quite yet, guys. All right, but if you have been holding Bitcoin, this is great news. I'm excited for the future. The halving is coming up. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. But, this is looking good. But as far as short-term trading, if you're like on margin, I wouldn't FOMO quite yet. And at the same time, I wouldn't try to short the top. All right? Tricky business here. So we talked about the Stokes, the RSI. Let's keep moving on. 12 hour came down. It looked like it wanted to cross up, then it crossed down, then it crossed up. So it's tricky. I can't say this is bearish divergence yet because this hasn't been confirmed as a local top. If this confirms as a local top and the RSI comes this way, that will be bearish divergence. You have this coming down and this going up. But guys, this hasn't been confirmed. If this continues going up, the RSI will also go. So we can't call this bearish divergence yet. All right. Let's take a look at our moving averages. We are on and popping. You got your support 377 at 81.50. So yeah, this was also where the horizontal, well, I don't have one drawn there, but you could draw one here if you like. You can see right here, I'm going to throw one in just temporary. You can see we had this little range right in here, and we came up, tested the resistance there, so we could come back and test this as support. All right, I'm going to take that off. I don't need to clutter too much. Get our bull flag out of the way as well. All right, Bollinger Bands. We kind of bounced off the middle area here, so that could have been a good area to buy if you were looking too long. Also, you had this little number here. You could see we had a little bit of a symmetrical triangle forming. So when we broke out of here, that was a good signal. Guys, I had an entry 81.57. I longed that, but I closed around 8,500 because we were meeting this resistance. We were getting a little overextended, so a pullback could have happened. It did not. We ended up pumping. That's why you don't want to short, but I did want to take my profits. What if this was a fake out and then we just dumped? So I wanted to take the profits where I could. That's just my own strategy, okay? Let's go to the 4 hour. All right, the 4 hour. We are hitting this horizontal resistance right now. Our Stokes haven't crossed down yet, but they're getting up there. We are overextended. Like I say, a pullback would be likely, but when it happens, let it happen. Sometimes you need to wait for a better setup instead of just jumping in at any moment, okay? Let's take a look at our moving averages. So the moving average, 10 simple, and yellow 21 are all the way down here. Usually when we're pretty bullish, you'll see these act as support. So if I'm looking for a long, what I might do is wait till the 4 hour comes back and tests one of these, the 10 simple or yellow 21 as support. If I see these act as support, will be a good opportunity possibly for a long if we crash through and then we come back and test. So say we crash through and then we come back and test the 21 as resistance and get rejected. Well, that could be a sign of more things to come down, okay? Bollinger Bands, your middle BB is all the way down at 8,200. We talked about that level earlier. So, when you have a breakout, a retest is common. A retest could come in this area, so look for that maybe as support too before you take a long, okay? All right, so we talked about most of my most important indicators. I believe we went through all of those. And let's see, okay, I do want to go over the Ichimoku clouds. The Ichimoku clouds can be pretty similar to moving averages. In fact, they incorporate the moving averages in them. So, that's why you will see a lot of similarities in the support resistance lines. But they can give you a different perspective. That's why I do like to take a look at them from time to time. Let's pull that up right now. We'll close this one and we'll get the Ichimoku cloud. All right, hopefully it has my default settings. Okay, cool. So let's take a look real quick. Here we go. I hope everyone's excited. Cool. So right now we were in the cloud on the Ichimoku. We used it as support, and we're still holding on to the bottom of the cloud as support. You do have the blue line coming in here as resistance. We are above it at 86, so it's 86, 87. We are hitting 8,800, guys. This is getting crazy. Previously, this was looking like resistance. We're now above it. Let's see if we can maintain above 86, 87 on the Ichimoku weekly. All right, let's take a look at the daily. On the daily, we are above the cloud currently. We're going to want to see a daily close above this cloud. Otherwise, it's acting as resistance, 86, 87. All right, so keep this on your radar. If we can close above this and maintain above this, that will be looking real good. If we can just find support here, that would be awesome. All right, so looking for support before we start FOMOing and longing. But we do have a Kumo cross. All right, this is pretty bullish when these two cross over. Okay, so when we are in this downtrend, you had your pink line on this side. Okay, when we are on the uptrend, you had the pink line on this side. When they cross, that can be a sign of a reversal and trend. So you do have a bullish cross. Guys, the bullish indicators are adding up. Okay, don't stay too bearish. We might get rejected. There's always that possibility. But the bullish indicators are lining up, okay? On the 12-hour, we were sitting here the other day. I said, I don't want to short because we have the support here. Well, we bounced off the support here and we're launching, okay? So keep these on your radar. The 4-hour, let's see, 4 hours. So we are pretty extended from our support lines here. That's why I'm looking for us to come back down, 83, 84. I'm sure this will line up similar with our moving averages. If you throw that on, yes, see how they line up. All right, so we're looking for maybe a test in this region as support, or like I say, if we can, which would be more bullish, if we could just, nope, not that one. Where were we? The daily. If we can maintain above that, that would be super cool. Otherwise, let's see what happens by end of today. We might come back down here and trade within this cloud before exiting. Okay, so those are the Ichimoku clouds. We talked about our moving averages. Let's talk about the halving. We haven't talked about the halving. So what do I want to say on that topic? Well, last year, Litecoin had a halving. So let's take a look at Litecoin briefly, just so we can possibly compare the two. So let's zoom out a little bit. So this was 2019 in a nutshell. I think we had the halving. Okay, the halving for Litecoin was here. So we had this pre-halving rally for Litecoin. Was that the Litecoin halving rally? I think some of it was. Some of it was that Bitcoin was bouncing as well. But we saw Litecoin acting pretty strong this whole rally. It was kind of leading the way. I believe Litecoin pumped before Bitcoin and Bitcoin was following, okay? But then, 2 months before Litecoin's halving, people started selling off. Buy the rumor, sell the news. So the event was coming close. People wanted to take their profits. So are we going to have something similar? Are we currently doing the same thing? Are we going to have a pre-halving rally? Let's take a look. We have the halving coming in May. So are people getting excited, or are we going to start buying, and then right before the halving, are we going to dump off? That's a possibility. But keep this on your radar right here, okay? So we compared the Litecoin to the BTC halving. This could add fuel. People are excited about it. So, regardless of what the bears are saying, if enough people are excited about it, there could be enough momentum, enough FOMO in the market. All right. So, 20K this year, is that a possibility? Let's take a look at the weekly. Let's actually, let me go to a cleaner chart. All right, we can use this one. Let's draw a little flag for us. So we had this little falling wedge, right? Well, if we take our tool here, this is going to be your flag up, or your pole up, your flag, and then we'll drag this guy over here. It would look like something like this, right? If this was a major bull flag, pull up, flag, pull up, you're going to hit right around the 20K region, all right? So if this is a big bull flag, 20K would be the next stop, all right? And you probably see resistance here. I would not be surprised by that. We've been in a channel, but if you look across the different exchanges, Coinbase, Bitstamp, BitMEX, these channels are looking a little different. So let's look at each one. Let's see if we really did break out, okay? That's going to be key. Did we actually break this channel, all right? So we're already on the Coinbase, so let's take a look at it real quick. Let me take away this guy here. So if you draw from, this is Coinbase, from this wick to this wick, we are currently at resistance, all right, on the weekly. But if you zoom in, let's take a look at the 4-hour. If you zoom in on the 4-hour, we broke that. We actually just came down, tested it as support, and bounced again. So can we maintain above this? If we do maintain above that, that would show on the Coinbase chart that we have broken the channel, all right? No matter which way you draw that channel, we have broken it as long as we maintain above this line. Previously, people were drawing their lines like this because you had touch, major resistance. You could have just called that, a fake out wick because we did dump, and people had this drawn for a while. If you're looking at this, we clearly broke out, used it as support and taking off, but we're going to extend the line and we're going to keep it here, all right? So let's take a look at maybe the Bitstamp chart. Let's see what's happening on the Bitstamp chart. Come on. All right, Bitstamp chart. So like I say, if you were drawing your line here, we broke out looking bullish. Let's just extend it from this top of the wick to this top of the wick. Again, we broke out on the Bitstamp. It's looking even more bullish than we are on the Coinbase. On the Bitstamp, we broke out here and we tested as support and went. So that's looking bullish. Bitstamp's looking even more bullish than Coinbase. On this one, I would say we're having a breakout of the channel, guys. So that's why I'm getting excited. Let's take a look at the BitMEX chart too. We got to be fair, look at all of them. I can see already that we're trying to break through on the BitMEX. Let's zoom out real quick. And if you draw from this wick to that wick, yes, this one is, all right, so Bitstamp broke out a while ago. Coinbase broke out, we're above, and then if you're looking at the BitMEX, we're trying to break it right now, okay? So things are looking good. Things are looking good, but if you're looking at BitMEX, we're still in hitting a resistance. Lots of people trade on BitMEX, so maybe it's something to keep an eye out for. Looking at the daily, you can see this a little clearer. Guys, if we do get rejected here and we get rejected hard, this will just look like the channel, downward channel is continuing. All right, so just keep that on your radar. That's why I'm saying don't FOMO. You got to keep everything in perspective. However, things are looking good. All right. Looking at the naked chart, I can see this horizontal right here though. So this would be an area for a pullback. All right. Be careful out there trading. Do I have anything left? Oh yeah, let's while we're here, let's look at the CME chart real quick because the CME, no, we do not have a gap, but guys, the CME is where the institutions are trading, and I put a lot of weight on the formation on the CME. It doesn't trade over the weekend, so you don't have, ridiculous scam wicks, retail trades on the weekend. The big boys are playing during the weekday, and often the chart looks a little cleaner. For example, you can see this was an obvious descending triangle on the CME where, people were looking at symmetrical triangles on spot, but here you had an obvious descending triangle. End of the day, the descending triangle was the formation even on spot, all right? Well, look at this channel. We broke out of this channel. No matter how you draw it on the CME, we have broken out, okay? So the CME broke out of the channel. That's again bullish. All right, I don't have too much bearish things to say. The only thing bearish I can comment on is a pullback is probably likely. But before we start thinking about 6K again, let's see what happens during that pullback. Is it harsh? Do we get a slam down, a test up to resistance, and then reject it again? Maybe then we could look at shorts and looking at lower levels. But right now, I'm not looking for that. All right, I believe I've covered everything. This has been a great video. Thank you guys. Not financial advice. If you liked the video, like, comment, share with me what you like about this video. Share with me anything that you maybe want to see in the future. Comment about if you have any questions. I'd be glad to answer those. Make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to do these daily, so you want to get updated in the market. Check me out, Crypto Rolly on YouTube, Crypto Rolly on Twitter. Thank you. Have a great day. Safe trading.